On this episode of Run the USA, let's take a look at races in New Hampshire. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today. It's time for another episode of Run the USA. In Run the USA, we take a look state by state at the most highly recommended races in that state, everything from 5K up to Ultra. These are all suggestions from runners just like you. I have talked to people in different forums and groups. I have looked at race review sites. I've compiled all the information, cross-referenced everything, and these are the results. So if you are looking like me to run in every state, or maybe you're just looking for a new race to run in the state that you're already in, then here's a good place to start. So I'm going to have a link up here to all the episodes that you've missed so far, but we're going to move ahead today with the state of New Hampshire. We'll start with the Smutty Nose Will Run for Beer 5K held in Hampton in June. The Smutty Nose Will Run for Beer 5K is a brew-tastic party disguised as a race. Once you complete a flat 5K fun run around the home of the world's best craft beer, the post-race festivities begin with 2 complimentary beers, live music, and mouth-watering food like gourmet hamburgers, hot dogs, grilled cheese, and pulled pork burritos. In addition to an epic post-race party with complimentary beer, free food, and free brewery tours, you'll also receive a commemorative shirt and race medal. Next is the Snowflake Shuffle held in Bedford in January. Start the new year with a refreshing run down Constitution Drive. Brave the cold weather and get your resolution started on the right foot. Runners get to choose between 2 event hoodies and will get free digital race photos, a finish line video, and beer tickets at the after party. Moving up to the 10K, we'll start with the Newcastle 10K held in Portsmouth in April. Great scenery, fun times, and a chance to run for charity all await you in this must-run race. Part of the Green Stride series from Millennium Running, the locals will tell you that the Newcastle Loop is almost a rite of passage to running on the seacoast. Highlights of this race include stunning views of the Portsmouth shipyard, the naval prison, lobster boats, sailboats, the lighthouse, the Wentworth by the Sea Hotel and Marina as you cross over 4 bridges. This course is sure to be one of your favorites. Finishers receive a medal, and the first 750 registrants will get a running hat to go with it. Be sure to stay for the after party with refreshments by Coca-Cola, Athletic Brewing Company, and Stonyfield Organic. If you're ready to step up to the half marathon, try the New England Half Marathon held in Concord in October. Looking for a beautiful fall half marathon? This race features a unique point-to-point downhill course starting at Gold Hill Farm, a quintessential New Hampshire apple orchard with views of fall foliage and running scenic country roads to finish at the New Hampshire State House. There are plenty of water stops, a fuel stop from Untapped Energy, post-race refreshments, free digital race photos, and finisher video. Celebrate the fall the way only runners can. Next is the Smutty Nose Rockfest Half Marathon held in Hampton in October. Get ready to rock and lobster roll. Join thousands of runners as you rock your way through the coastal New England shoreline with on-course music. With an elevation gain of only 60 feet, the Smutty Nose Rockfest Half is the flattest, fastest, and most scenic half marathon course in New England. The course begins with 2 thrilling loops around downtown Hampton Beach with thousands of spectators cheering you on. You'll head north on Ocean Boulevard right along the beach before turning inland for a loop through tree-lined roads and coming back out to the ocean at mile 10. You'll finish with a 3-mile stretch along the beach ending at the famous Seashell Stage for a well-deserved party. Celebrate a shore win at the Rockin' After Party featuring craft-style Smutty Nose beer, live music, clam chowder, and of course, lobster rolls. Next up is the Seacoast Half Marathon held in Portsmouth in October or November. The Seacoast Half Marathon is one of the longest running half marathons in coastal New Hampshire. Their race is unique in that all of the revenue after race expenses goes to local nonprofit beneficiaries. Caring for the coast, one step at a time is their motto. Each year they donate 100% of the net proceeds to a mindfully selected Seacoast nonprofit organization. Organizers strive to put on a well-organized and safe event that highlights the beauty of New Hampshire's historic seacoast. All levels of athletes are encouraged to enjoy themselves while also providing them an opportunity to significantly benefit the seacoast community. And now we have the Wallace Sands Half Marathon held on Rye Beach in April. The Wallace Sands Half Marathon is a beautiful coastal race that boasts one of the flattest courses in the region. It's no surprise this event has gained a strong following in such a short period of time. The Wallace Sands Half Marathon one-loop course starts and finishes in the Wallace Sands State Beach parking lot. The seashore will be visible for half of the race's route, and the inland part of the course allows runners a close-up of many quaint views of some of New England's spectacular scenery. If you're ready to step up to the full 26.2, we'll start with the New Hampshire Marathon held in Bristol in September or October. New Hampshire's best-kept secret for almost 30 years. Come experience the natural beauty of New Hampshire in a small, friendly, and community-oriented event that doubles as a Boston qualifier. The New Hampshire Marathon has been described as one of the most beautiful races in New England. The course moves around Newfound Lake during its most spectacular season, peak foliage. Offering a full, half, 10K, and kids race events, there is something for all levels. From the pre-race pasta dinner to the beautiful medals for all half and full marathon finishers, you are guaranteed a race to remember. Next is the Manchester City Marathon held in Manchester in November. This Boston qualifier will give you a tour of New Hampshire's largest city, just 45 minutes north of Boston. Starting in downtown Manchester, the course runs through the historic mill yard, the North End, and crosses over the Merrimack River to the Goffstown Rail Trail before returning downtown to finish. The course has a 7-hour time limit, and the first 1,700 registrants receive a long-sleeve event shirt in addition to their finisher's medal. And next is the Clarence DeMar Marathon, held in Keene in September. The Clarence DeMar Marathon was established in 1978 to honor former Keene resident Clarence DeMar. Clarence was born into an impoverished childhood. He overcame health troubles, hardship, and World War I to become a 7-time Boston Marathon champion, an Olympic medalist, and an international running icon. No one has ever broken his record number of Boston wins. Here, anyone who wants to run can run. They'll make sure you have a world-class experience. All you have to do is start. The DeMar Marathon course runs through the exquisite New Hampshire countryside. The USATF certified course includes stunning views of early foliage season, accessible terrain, and a finish line at the historic Appian Way of Keene State College, just steps from where marathon legend Clarence DeMar used to coach collegiate runners. For those looking to take on a trail challenge, we'll start with the Bear Brook Trail Marathon and Half, held in Allenstown, now being held in September. The Bear Brook Trail Marathon and Half Marathon is a very fun trail marathon and half marathon at Bear Brook State Park in New Hampshire. 3 outstanding races are offered: a 10K following Mindy's Loop, a shorter variation of the half marathon route, and of course the half marathon and marathon routes, with the marathon as always being slightly longer than a marathon, with the exact distance being a secret. This is a fun race that will take you on some of the best trails the park has to offer. While the half marathon takes you along some beautiful rolling terrain, the full marathon offers more hills, more miles, and more adventure. Next, we have the Gunstock Trail Fest held in Guilford in June. Experience 2 days of unforgettable trail races and family fun at the Gunstock Mountain Resort in Guilford, New Hampshire. Offering 9 different races and distances, from a fun 5K to a gnarly peak-to-peak challenge with breathtaking views of Lake Winnipesaukee and 80K ultramarathon, there is truly something for everyone. If that isn't enough, there's also on-site camping in the mountains, a delicious barbecue meal for all participants, live music, and of course complimentary beers. The first day of the festival features the 5K Canicross race, the 10K Peak-to-Peak Challenge, the 2K Kids Run, the 5K race, and the 1.5 mountain climb. The second day of the festival features all the long-distance runs on a 10K course loop for those looking for an extreme challenge. The 80K Ultra, the 50K Ultra, the 30K, the 10K. All runners in the 30K, 50K, and 80K receive an exclusive cowbell to commemorate their feats. In addition, the 80K Ultra finishers will receive a commemorative pint glass and gifts from the sponsors. It's a weekend getaway for you, your friends, and your family. And finally, we have the Ghost Train Rail Trail races held in Brookline in October. Ghost Train is New Hampshire's original 30-hour ultramarathon and 100-miler. Race along the old railroad tracks that were used in the late 19th and early 20th century to ship granite from Milford and ice from Lake Potanepo to Brookline in Massachusetts. The rails themselves were removed for scrap metal during World War II, but a few of the railroad ties are still on the ground and can be seen on the trail. The trail itself is mostly straight, flat, and well-groomed with only one hill. Approximately 1 mile of each 15-mile out and back is paved. The race will consist of one or more 15-mile trail out and backs, and the trail is well marked. We don't want you wandering off. After all, they say the trail is haunted. So there you go, the most highly recommended races in the state of New Hampshire as suggested by runners just like you. Have you run any of these races before, or are some of these on your list now? Let me know down in the comments below. You can also let me know if you have any suggestions for races to check out in the state of New Jersey, which is going to be our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just click that button down below. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it keeps you up to date on the rest of this series and all the other running content that I have coming out on this channel. You can also give this video a big thumbs up. Both of these get me out to more runners just like you. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm so glad you could be here. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. I'll see you later.